Alaska, a land of breathtaking, untamed beauty. Towering mountains pierce the sky, ancient forests stretch into infinity, and snow blankets a wilderness both majestic and unforgiving. Yet, beneath this serene facade, a darkness once festered, a chilling evil that stalked the very heart of the last frontier. This is the story of Robert Hansen, a man who transformed Alaska's pristine expanse into his personal hunting ground. He was a predator cloaked in normalcy, a monster hiding in plain sight. His crimes would forever stain the rugged landscape he claimed to love. He was known to some as a quiet baker, a family man, a pillar of his community. But to others, he was a nightmare made flesh, a hunter of women. He earned a chilling moniker that still echoes through the Alaskan wilderness, the Butcher Baker. Robert Hansen presented himself as an ordinary man. He owned a successful bakery in Anchorage, was a devoted husband and father, and an avid hunter. His public persona was meticulously crafted, a veneer of respectability that fooled nearly everyone. Beneath this carefully constructed facade, however, lay a profound darkness. Hansen harbored a twisted desire for absolute control, a hidden world of depravity that simmered beneath his calm exterior. His true self was a stark contrast to the image he projected. His early life offered glimpses of trouble, a history of petty crimes and disturbing behaviors that hinted at the monster he would become. These early transgressions were largely dismissed, overlooked in the quiet corners of his past. Hansen possessed exceptional hunting skills, honed over years in the Alaskan wilderness. He knew the terrain intimately, understood its unforgiving nature, and could navigate its vastness with chilling precision. This knowledge would become a terrifying weapon. The stark difference between his public image and his hidden life was his most potent disguise. He moved through society undetected, a wolf in sheep's clothing, his true intentions concealed by the mundane rhythm of daily life. The vast, desolate Alaskan wilderness became Hansen's personal stage for terror. Its isolation and unforgiving nature provided the perfect backdrop for his unspeakable acts. He exploited its remoteness to carry out his darkest fantasies. His victims were primarily young women, often dancers or prostitutes, whom he abducted from the streets of Anchorage. He targeted those he believed would be less likely to be missed, or whose disappearances might not be immediately investigated. Hansen's abduction methods were chillingly calculated. He would lure women into his vehicle, often under false pretenses, before overpowering them. His calm demeanor masked the brutal intent that lay beneath. He then utilized his private plane, a seemingly innocuous hobby, to transport his captives. He would fly them deep into the remote, uninhabited regions of Alaska, far from any hope of rescue or discovery. Once there, he would release them into the freezing cold, miles from civilization. This was not an act of mercy, but the beginning of his twisted game. He would then hunt them down, transforming them into his terrified prey. Hansen's crimes were not driven by passion or impulse, but by a cold, calculated desire for control and power. The thrill of the chase, the absolute dominion over another human life, was his ultimate gratification. He reveled in the terror he inflicted. Psychologically, Hansen found immense satisfaction in the fear and desperation of his victims. Their struggle, their desperate attempts to escape, fueled his sadistic pleasure. He orchestrated their suffering with meticulous precision. In his twisted reality, he was the ultimate predator, and the women he abducted were merely game. He stripped them of their humanity, reducing them to objects in his perverse sport. Their lives held no value beyond his sick amusement. Psychological experts have speculated that his motivations stemmed from deep-seated feelings of inadequacy and a need to assert dominance. The act of hunting and killing provided him with a perverse sense of power he lacked in other areas of his life. His mindset was one of absolute entitlement and depravity. He saw himself as above the law, a master of his own dark domain. The wilderness was his sanctuary, and his victims were merely trespassers in his brutal kingdom. Robert Hansen's reign of terror, though prolonged and horrific, eventually came to an end. The vastness of Alaska, which had once protected him, would ultimately play a role in his downfall. His luck, and his victims' resilience, would run out. The key to his capture lay in a combination of sheer luck and the incredible bravery of an escaped victim. Cindy Paulson, a young woman who managed to flee Hansen's clutches, provided the crucial testimony that finally exposed him. Her harrowing report, initially met with skepticism by some, triggered an official investigation. Law enforcement began to piece together the fragments of disappearances and rumors that had long plagued the Anchorage area. As the investigation intensified, evidence began to accumulate, slowly but surely linking Hansen to the heinous crimes. Each piece of the puzzle brought them closer to the truth hidden behind the baker's smile. Investigators connected his private plane to remote landing strips near where bodies had been found. They matched his hunting rifle to bullet casings, and his detailed maps of the wilderness became a chilling blueprint of his atrocities. The suspense built as the net tightened around him. The quiet baker, the family man, was finally unmasked. The community watched in horror as the truth about their neighbor, Robert Hansen, emerged from the shadows. Robert Hansen was ultimately brought to justice, confessing to the murders of 17 women and the abduction and rape of many more. His admissions confirmed the worst fears of a community scarred by his brutality. His confessions, though coerced, led investigators to the grim locations of his victims' remains. The frozen earth of Alaska slowly yielded its secrets, bringing a measure of closure to grieving families. The scars of Hansen's crimes remain etched into the Alaskan landscape and the collective memory of its people. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the hidden evil that can lurk beneath the most ordinary exteriors. It is a stark warning about the importance of vigilance, even in the most beautiful and seemingly peaceful places. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Your support helps us create more dark stories, true crime mysteries, and deep dives into the minds of history's most twisted figures.